What's up? Kevlin here, and we are now on episode 42 or 43. I just know this next one is where Envy shows up. I feel like we haven't seen Envy in a bit, so one of my favorite characters is coming back, so I'm excited. So I'm gonna stop rambling and let's get started. Are you sure this was a war and not just target practice?
Kimberly! Where are you?
That's a good question. I have no idea where he went. Whoever shot that one, I feel like that was personal. Okay, this is like, I get it. Drachma doesn't really like a mistress. And I know they want to do anything to take over Briggs. Quick side tangent. You guys are probably aware that my neighbors have really annoying dogs, but there's these two cats that I think they're strays. I call them Lionheart and Tiger Star because they look like the characters from Warrior Cats. And I thought that Tiger Star had died, and then it got really hot this summer, and I was worried that Lionheart didn't make it because it was hot. But it sounds like they are doing just fine. It sounds like they're tussling again in the parking lot. But if, no matter how desperate Drachma was to take over Fort Briggs, how did Kimberly get there? Why did they trust a stranger? You don't talk to strangers, and yes, he's very smart and very persuasive. But that should make it all the more suspicious. Don't talk to strangers, otherwise stuff like this happens. So I'm giving this round to Kimberly.
The crest is carved.
And we don't see Kimberly till the end of the series, which is kind of sad because he's one of my favorite characters. But we do get to see Envy, so I'm going to skip the intro, also just because of copyright reasons, because I don't really want to deal with that. And here we go. No! That is a giant shirt. Who wears that? Also, Booger Boy.
So I hear you've discovered Salim's true identity.
Well, it's not like he was trying to keep it a secret. Last episode, he was blabbing it to everyone he could talk to. He probably even told the mailman.
Delicious. Thank you.
I find this really interesting. Like, this conversation was very short but very heavy. But what I find interesting is that, like, he's treating her decently well, it seems. Like, I don't want him to do anything bad to her. And I get, like, she's also a hostage, so he can't just be, like, pushing her down the stairs for fun. But it's interesting how he's, like, asking her opinion and, like, talking to her, even though he really does not care about her at all. And she's not, like, trying to get information out of him like she was with Pride, but she's answering these questions honestly. Maybe, again, because she knows that she can basically say whatever because they can't really do anything to her because of Mustang. But just these little conversations and scenes between these two they're always just so tense, and it's like, I don't know if I like this, but anyways.
You honestly believed you could pull one over on me?
It's like it hurts so much.
You did just as we expected. You take such delight in your cruelty. I knew you'd come to capture me on your own.
I mean, he tried to send Kimberly after you, but you guys sent him somewhere else, and I don't know what he's doing in the next, like, 2 to 3 months or whatever that the show takes place in. For all we know, he could just be meandering around just doing whatever he wants, which is probably burning down small villages, but, you know, you do what you do, and sometimes the intrusive thoughts win. And some people's intrusive thoughts are, what happens if I ate one more cookie? And other people's intrusive thoughts are, what if I just drove into oncoming traffic? Which one are you?
How much signal I need to cut across 8 lane? None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else! You say they're landmines? Well, then all I have to do is follow your footsteps.
This was honestly, Envy's not that smart. Like, he has his moments. Like, this is one of those moments. So we're technically, yes, if he followed the footsteps, this would work perfectly. But also, I'm just going to point out right now how small Envy's feet are compared to these footprints. Like, alright, you would think, I mean, he's actually traversing the snow pretty easily, but you would think he'd want to be like a rabbit or a wolf or maybe a bird to maneuver easier. But again, he doesn't He only really does people. He doesn't really do animals that often. But it'd be really interesting to see if he actually turned into animals more often. Like, this would be a really good case where turning into, like, a bear would be useful. And then it'd be interesting to see him fight the chimeras, who are also can be animals as well. So I think that'd be really interesting.
Is that so? Now then, what do you think of this?
It's really satisfying. Like, I know technically Scar is after Kimberly, but Envy's the one that pulled the trigger that started the war, so it's really nice that he's finally making those odds even and getting his revenge, and then he also gets to face off against Bradley later, so, you know, satisfaction across the board.
It's a little late to release them now that we've turned them into Philosopher's Stones.
You sacrificed my men?
So I know that they used Marco and his research team to, like, make the stones, but who's still doing it now? Because they need a lot of them for what the project they're working on we'll see later. So is it like the Gold Tooth Doctor? Are they calling other state alchemists to do it? Like, how are they doing this? Because I thought homunculi couldn't use alchemy.
I know better than anyone else how much pain goes into creating them. And not only do I know how to create them, but I know how to destroy them as well!
Yeah! Sorry, Envy, but the scene is really satisfying. Such a good move. So smart. Also really brave, too.
Full-Metal Alchemist.
Hey, look, here they come!
And they got the firewood. They didn't forget about their side quest.
Okay, what happened?
I had to take a risk and think for myself this time. I put my fear aside and did what was right. I wanted to be like your parents.
Yeah, I would have really liked to see a scene between, like, all of the doctors, like Winry's parents and Dr. Knox and Dr. Marco. Like, it would have been really, like, I don't know, I think that just would have made, like, the whole circle of them seem a little bit more complete. Like, even maybe it's, like, when they gave Kimberly the stone, or maybe when they first brought Scar in and they're all there and they're all kind of like talking about it, or maybe Mustang was there and he was like talking to them and he's like, I don't know if this feels right, I don't really like where this is going, and then Hughes is there and he's like, well, maybe you could talk to them, or I don't know, just something like that, because I just like having like this little like circle of like healers, because they're all getting like little redemption arcs, so I don't know. That was graceful.
I'm not talking.
Spit it out, you slug! You're either gonna talk or die! That's it! Let him have his apple nose!
Last thing I heard, he's gone missing.
What'd you say? He's missing? Tell me!
You guys need to stop shaking the jar. Yes, you put a straw in it for air or whatever, but I mean, like, what happens when you put a goldfish in a bag and shake the living daylights out of it? You guys, I feel like this is the same principle. Fishy, wake up!
Forget this place. Leave this country's problems to its people.
I understand where they're trying to go with this, and honestly, getting another enemy off the board would be nice. But what you're giving her an 8-legged tadpole that sucks the souls out of people and possesses them. Do you think that's a good idea to give to an emperor? I can imagine Envy taking control of the emperor, like, oh, let me get close to you, I can teach you about immortality, and then he, like, latches on, like what he did to Yoki, and then he takes over Shing. Like, does anyone think that this is really a good idea? The intentions are good. The execution, not so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Have a safe journey, May!
You guys couldn't even take her like a town or a train station. You're just letting her meander around in the middle of the woods. Like, what if she runs into a bear? I mean, her fighting skills are pretty top-notch, but I think she'd get buried in a snowdrift. You know, like, if Alphonse can get buried in a snowdrift, so can she.
And Drachma won't even think twice about attacking again.
I don't think they have anyone left to attack, unless they're gonna send, like, the janitor. I don't think there's really anyone that'd probably be willing to go out there again. That was a wild episode. obviously, again, this is one of my favorite episodes because besides Edward, we got like Alphonse, we've got Envy, we had Kimberly, and unfortunately, like, not saying the next episodes aren't good, which they are, but those 3 characters are not really in it, so it's like, I don't know. It's just interesting, like, again, these episodes are really good considering that Edward and Mustang pretty much weren't in them. But, like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird how we're going to be, like, shifting episodes. Like, oh, this episode's going to be primarily about Edward, and then we might get a little bit of, like, Alphonse or Mustang, and then this episode's about Armstrong and their family and stuff like that, and then we might get a little bit of Alphonse. Like, it's really interesting to see how they divide up these episodes. And now I know this is my OCD talking, but I think there's only, like, 62, 64 episodes. If we had made it around like 70 or like 75, we could have filled out, like, again, what is everyone doing in these like 2-3 months leading up to the promise day, maybe get a little bit of backstory, or maybe even just have like some of the side characters, like after the uprising and the riots, how everyone in Leora kind of got pieced back together, because we start seeing them later when Alphonse shows up and they help rebuild. So it would just be kind of interesting to see how, I guess, the growth, because the show is really big on like moral and physical growth, to see how they pick themselves up and fix that, or where Izumi is going and stuff like that, because we know where Hohenheim is, we know where, we'll find out where Edward is, we know where Alphonse is going, but we don't, also, I would like to know where Scar is going. Like, he's going on his own little mission, but we later see he has a bunch of Ishvalans with him. Like, did he go visit all the slums? Are these just his personal friends? Like, how did he find them? How did he recruit them? Why were these guys willing to go, but not everyone else? Like, I'm just talking into the void now. I'm just going into a tangent of what ifs. But that might be a video for a different day. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. And I hope you guys have a good one.